Anybody watching this, like he and I actually just met on chat roulette tonight, and we
Yeah,
just decided to start recording because we just get along so
I
well.
know that it seems like we've known each other for all of time, but that's because we're just both very personable.
Hmm.
And
We could talk about personal shit and not get offended. I love it.
I can tell you that I remember going to hotel parties. Do you remember hotel parties? We're both 30, so I mean it's been a
Yes,
while.
I never actually been to a hotel party,
You've
but
never been.
I
We might have to throw a hotel party sometime just so you can
yes,
experience it.
yes.
Okay. But I was consistently a designated bathroom buddy for multiple women during hotel parties.
I got a story to tell you, but keep going.
So this is the thing. They'd be like, so like I have to go to the bathroom. Do you want to come with me? And I'm like, hey, sure, but I just want to let you know I am a straight male. And they'd be like, yeah, that's okay. I just really want you to come with me. Like it wasn't like a weird sexual come on. Like I've had those, and this isn't that. But like people are just inevitably weirdly comfortable with me um for the first time we meet, and then after like the second or third time they stop liking me.
It's weird that like straight men are typically usually comfortable with me, but that's because I don't like constantly try to
You're
sleep with them.
you're very butch.
Yeah, that and like I don't
You're
like
more butch than I am.
that's fair,
Yeah.
but
Like
like
one time we should go for the podcast, we should go shopping and you can videotape me
you
because
actually have better style than me.
I do become an entirely different person when I'm shopping. Yeah, it's great. I'm like if I take a girl shopping, like, oh my God, that top is not gonna look good on you. Can you tell they have to have it completely pinned back on that mannequin? And that mannequin is like already like four times as busty as you, and it's just not gonna look right. Yeah, like it's not oh my God, put those nuts in your mouth.
Okay, yes, yes, sir.
But no, like honestly, like it's weird. I'm definitely like the most like metrosexual oversexed straight man you've ever met in your entire life.
My best friend actually has rainbow color hair right now, and he's straight.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, the problem with me is I'm definitely I'm what you would call a man whore
same.
and a bit of a serial monogamist. So I go through serial monogamy mixed in with like short periods of like hyper non-monogamy. So
I
like
could.
I saw a meme a few weeks ago who was talking they were talking about body counts, and they were like talking about a woman with a body count of 10 talking about settling down and wanting a good man, and I'm like, ugh, 10, like I've been with like 260 something people. Like 10 is like not even.
Low.
Yeah, I know, like I'm saying, like I'm kind of a man whore, like probably way more than you. um,
Nothing me. Whew.
Not more than you. Oh, you're higher than 260?
Yeah,
Really?
I think I'm like around the 700s.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
nice.
Well, guys are whores anyway, so
Yeah, well, I mean,
no offense to guys.
there's no risk of pregnancy, which is great.
Yeah, and I've been pretty safe. Like I've been pretty lucky
Yeah,
not to catch anything.
that's good. Um,
And I consider myself polyamorous, and it's a good thing I have a boyfriend that's like not very jealous. So
yeah, mine too. Neither of them are very jealous.
none of your boyfriends, I get it.
Yeah, none of my boyfriends are very jealous. Hung, yes, though. If you're not watching the video stream, what you just missed was me spilling all over my crotch.
Show the audience. I just
Yeah,
want to see his crotch.
I don't think the audience is what wants to see my crotch. I
Oh,
think
the
it might
the
be.
audience would totally want to see the crotch.
Is that who wants to see my crotch?
I'm the audience as well right now.
Oh, are you? Are you? I understand. You know what we need to do is I need you personally, Nick, to set a limit on how much whiskey I can have during our podcasts.
Oh, this is great. I,
Is this good? Is this a good level for you?
yeah, this is fun.
This is good. As long as I'm sitting, I'm fairly okay. But as soon as I stand up, it becomes a bit of a problem.
You should probably
Because
start drinking water then. I just drank this whole thing during our chat.
I just drank all the water I had in the room, which was this tiny amount.
We could also talk about self love and why people's relationships fell.
We could do that.
Yeah.
I think people's relationships fail because 97% of human beings are total horseshit.
In my opinion, The reason people are horseshit is because they don't actually love themselves.
The main problem is communication. Like, nobody knows how to fucking talk about their own feelings and be introspective nowadays. They're just so oblivious to their own fucking bullshit. Like, trust me, like I told you when we first started talking, I am very self-aware of the fact that I'm a total douchebag. Like, you're gay, but I'm the one with eyeliner on right now.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
I love it.
I know how to do a full face contour.
And I don't. This is just
Yeah,
how I
and you
woke up
don't.
this morning.
Yeah, I know. Which is why it's weird that you suck dick and I don't.
To be fair, though, you're around more women, so you know how to do this stuff. Which I prefer the company of guys. No offense, ladies.
It's a thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, like, I have, like, 4 women that I get along with, and we're friends, but, like...
Can I tell you something, though?
What?
Is that the culture in the gay community has gotten quite a bit better in the last 5 years. 5 or 6 years,
I think
I
this...
will say.
I think that's because people are less repressed. They don't feel like they have to hide who they are anymore.
Um, all I can tell you is that, what's that word that makes it so that I can't get in trouble for stuff? Allegedly, there's a chance that as an underage person, I may or may not have frequented certain establishments where I would be served,
That's
which
fair.
tended to mostly be gay bars.
Nobody's gonna judge you for that. And if you do, you're a douchebag. But
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna say is that I'm not sure of the statute of limitations on said things, but anyone who's not listening who isn't interested in going to a gay bar and getting served, what you can't do is you cannot use hand sanitizer to immediately rub off the X's on your hands because it doesn't work.
I didn't catch the part where you were underage.
Well, because it was an 18 plus club. So you're not technically underage, you're just underage. You know? Like you're not like a minor. You're just getting a minor consumption charge.
Yeah, there's actually a certain bar that I don't want to mention that actually
Yeah.
really doesn't check ID.
Yeah, I mean they would check ID, but the thing is they would draw X's on your hands, and then if you immediately took out your hand sanitizer that you had in your pocket and a paper towel that you stuffed down your codpiece, you could just rub off the X's on your hands because they hadn't dried yet, and then you didn't have any on your hands, and it looked like you'd gotten in with an ID. Um, and then people would buy you drinks all night long. But what I can say is that a decade ago, when I was allegedly underage, the gay community was a lot less stringent on that whole consent thing.
Oh, okay.
You know,
You were fondled quite a bit.
oh yeah, handsy is what I would call them.
I mean, they're still handsy. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but it's more respectful. There's a difference between handsy being like, "Hey, do you wanna do you wanna like dance with me?" And then like you get handsy while you're dancing.
Hmm.
That's one thing. All I can remember is I had this fantastic pair of neon purple jeans that were quite tight in 19. Well, I guess it would have been like 2010, like really really skinny jeans that were purple. They were great. They were my favorite jeans. But they did have a quite nice hole in the thigh. And I will say that a lot of people would go fishing for night crawlers without any sort of provocation whatsoever.
That sounds about right.
About a decade ago. And it's gotten better. It's gotten better. That's for sure. But speaking to the past, if anyone is listening from 10 years ago, you nasty.
Girl, you nasty. Mm.
It's better now. It's very respectful.
That's good.
Also, any gays who want to go on vacation, Mexico City has a fantastic gay community. Super respectful. Absolutely amazing. Really great. Go to Sonorosa. There's some great bars. Really, really amazing. Some great sex shops if you're interested.
Barking leather.
Check it out. Yeah, we're all kind of getting our life back together right now, aren't we?
We're always working on our lives, which is what I like. Like, we're always improving ourselves.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are making themselves worse, just like every day, though.
Some people are making themselves worse. They don't know how to deal with their problems, and they turn to either drugs or alcohol. Whiskey. Calling you out. I'm kidding.
Moving on. I wouldn't say that I have a problem.
Oh, no, I was joking about that, but, like...
I wouldn't say I don't. I don't have a problem.
People... So...
Unfortunately, is the problem is that whiskey is better than personal interaction. And if we just upped our coefficient of personal interaction, maybe I wouldn't need to partake in whiskey. This podcast is brought to you by Pendleton Whiskey.
It's not. Don't let him lie to you.
It is brought to you by them. It is a blended Canadian whiskey, 80 proof, cut with the finest glacier-fed spring water from Oregon's highest peak, Mount Hood.
We're not sponsored by those guys, but we could be. Just
Pendleton?
saying. Just saying.
Send me a ton more bottles, please.
Send him a lot of whiskey, please.
Really, as much as you have.
I really just want him to die of
I
alcohol
like
poisoning.
whiskey almost as much as Nick likes dicks.
And that's a lot.
It's a whole lot
It's huge.
in my mouth.
He said it, not me.
Yeah. So can I ask you a question?
Yeah, what's up?
Off the record.
Totally on the record. Go ahead.
Off the record.
Okay.
Just say it. So
Off the record.
If you had one of those pocket pussies, would it still feel good to you as a gay man?
Yeah, totally.
Or do you need one of the ones that are shaped like an asshole?
I'm indiscriminate. A hole's a hole.
I've heard that from a lot of people. I'm a little bit more choosy than that, to be honest.
You're just picky about gender. That's about it.
It's not even that, to be honest. We're going to be real honest with each other here. If I'm at least this level of tipsy, I would have a steamy makeout session with you where I left you wanting so much more.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah, I have no problem with, like, around here up. Anything above your belly button is totally A-okay with me, Buster. It is the rest of it that causes me some sort of...
Erectile dysfunction.
Yeah. There's no tingle.
They make Viagra for that.
It feels a little rapey to me, to be honest.
Not if it's consensual.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Like, I get what you... I'm stepping in what you're putting out.
Yeah, like I really, really like, and I'm going to use a term that I hate right now for dramatic effect, the vajayjay. Yeah. Of all the terms you can use for that, it's by far the worst.
I'm going to put a picture of Snooki up when you say that.
Fuck you. But I do enjoy it quite a lot. Oral, just looking at it, it's great. And not all of them,
It's
obviously.
Got teeth and just like, I'm kidding.
No, like the ones I've been around are really great. They're quite contained. They're very neat, very tight, and like inside-y. Not this stuff going on, you know what I mean? Like, just very pretty and floral.
Floral. It's very descriptive. I love it.
I am a bit of a wordsmith.
Indeed.
Yeah. But like, I've been at a few places where I've had the opportunity to have multiple male suitors come on to me at the same time in situations where I was somewhat impaired, and it's the ding-dong that doesn't do it for me.
I get it. I totally get it.
It's just not for me, man. Like, and don't get me wrong, I love a little backdoor stimulation as much as the next guy. You surprise me during a reach around, I'm not going to say no. You know what I mean? But, it's the ding dong that doesn't do it for me. Like, I'm very comfortable with my sexuality. Like,
I could actually tell. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I can't tell you how many 17-year-old shirtless people have called me a fag on this website. Like, especially large groups of them. It's my favorite when there's like 4 17-year-old shirtless dudes all sitting on a bed, and they're like, "Hey, you," and I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "You're a faggot." I'm like, facts tend to disagree, and they may tell me that actually you guys are the ones that may be interested in the homosexuality, considering that there's 4 of you on a twin-size mattress, very close together.
1 second. Yes, YouTube, he can say that. Okay.
Oh, quoting someone.
I know.
It's a quote. It's not me.
I know. It's like the F-bomb and then the N-bomb. Like.
Yeah. First off, we're in this together,
Yeah.
which means that I immediately get a pass.
Yeah, he gets a pass immediately. So.
Immediately. Second off, I'm quoting someone, which means I get a double pass.
But go on.
It's like It's like if you get on the bus on Tuesday and you have an unlimited pass, but also buses are free on Tuesday. And when I say that I've been called that F word, not the other F word, the faggot word, 10,000 times, I mean it. I've been called that 10,000 times. I'm not exaggerating because I've spent the last 17 years of my life on this website, which is terribly sad, and I should probably be quite depressed about it. I do think it's ironic that 90% of the people who've called me, can you say it for me?
Oh, a faggot?
Have been 17-year-old shirtless men with an entire group sitting on the same bed.
It's been my experience, though, that homophobic people are actually gay themselves.
Yeah, that's true. The more outspoken you are against gay people, typically the more you want the penis in your mouth.
Catholics.
Yeah, a lot of Catholics. We're gonna go next right now because we're getting.
Yeah,
Although this isn't really.
I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to say this.
Yeah.
If it wasn't true, then why would so many people make jokes about it?
Yeah. Statistically speaking, priests are quite
We're known for that, but yeah. Go on.
a bit more likely to do that than regular people.
It's their repressed sexualities.
But just so you know, the fact that you donate money to a religious organization does make you a good person, and you don't have to treat people equally because you do that.
However, you could just go out in the street and just help someone. Just because.
No, because that church does not have enough gold candelabras.
Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, like, your money would be better spent helping
No.
someone in your community.
Do you know how much communion wine costs nowadays? It's at least 79 cents a person.
They can go out buy their own wine. It could be like a bring your own beer party. The Catholic just have a party.
Litigation costs to protect priests from being prosecuted for pedophilia?
You know how much wine they could bring to the church, though? Like, how much blood of Christ they could drink in one day?
Literal blood of Christ. Apparently, blood of Christ gets you lit.
That dude must have been wasted 24/7. But it's
Apparently,
like,
Jesus' blood is like 11% alcohol.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And they start to get sick off the wine, so they need some bread, and this is the body of Christ.
Yeah.
Some crackers,
Which
communion.
is actually just a Nilla wafer.
Basically.
Yeah. Those were great, by the way, the 4 times I went to church as a
yes.
child. Those Nilla wafers, remember when before you realized it was a horrible institution? Now I just worship Satan instead.
Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice.
No, but like honestly, hold on though. Real talk, Nick.
Okay.
Real talk, Nick. Okay. If you ever read the Old Testament from the perspective of the devil, he totally sounds like the good guy. Like, think about it. Like, God makes Adam and Eve, and then he gives them no self-awareness, and he puts them in prison, I mean the garden, right? And the devil shows up and he's like, hey, guys, do you want to know about stuff? And they're like, yeah, that sounds good. And the devil's like, you totally deserve to know about stuff. And then he gives them knowledge. And then God goes on the fucking warpath because the devil gave him knowledge. By the way, that was back when he was still Lucifer Morningstar, the angel of light. History goes to the victor. That's all I'm saying.
Church's version of God, the Christian church, like, why would an all-loving God want to throw anyone into an eternal pit of hell?
So, like, we're gonna have to edit all of this out, just so you know. Like, let's say God is omnipotent,
Mm-hmm.
and for you listening at home who don't understand $5 words, that means that he can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the fact that God is omniscient. That means he knows everything, right? So that means that when he makes you, he knows what's going to happen to you. Therefore, it is inevitably his choice what happens to you, because he knows it beforehand.
Well,
If he makes you in such a way that you are going to commit sin, how is that different than him making you commit said sins? Do you think he's just waiting for himself to be surprised? He's like, I'm going to make Johnny here, and Johnny here loves the cock. And apparently because I'm God, loving the cock is inevitably wrong, but I'm making Johnny to love the cock. Johnny, you've disappointed me because
So,
I made you to love the cock and you didn't not love the cock because I told you not to. So it sounds like God is a little bit inherently evil.
the church's version of God. It is under. So since I've done a lot of mushrooms and LSD,
So you mean make believe?
I am under the impression that we are all God having an experience.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah,
Have you heard the story about the egg?
I've heard the story about the egg. Yes.
Okay, for all of you listening at home, that's all we're going to say about it. Look it up.
Yeah, look up the egg on YouTube. It's a good story.
Yeah, it's great. I don't remember enough of it to tell it, to be honest. That's why I'm telling them to look it up. But I can tell you the one about the Boston Symphony Orchestra if you want to know.
I could tell you the one about J.G. Gentworth. 877 cash now.
This podcast brought to you by J.G. Wentworth.
If you have an annuity but you need cash now.
J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
877 cash now.
877 cash now. Our podcast might do okay.
Yeah, this is pretty entertaining.
I'm sure there's at least 8 or 9 people who would enjoy this.
Totally.
At least. I love how they just recycled that commercial on the bus that was recorded in like 2003. And then in like 2017, they were like, you know what? I've only known like 7 women in my entire life that I haven't had sex with.
I only know like 7 people who haven't seen my penis, including you.
That's probably going to change.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Like I'm always trying to find an excuse to be naked.
Yeah. All I imagine is that like on Cinco de Mayo, you're going to send me a picture of your penis with a little tiny false mustache and a sombrero.
So basically, when I was in 7th grade, I decided
I'm not sure I want to hear this story, to be honest. If
No.
it involved you in 7th grade and your penis, you're going to tell it to me anyways, aren't you?
Basically, like I was pretty insecure back then, so like I got tired of people saying like making fun of me, like, "Oh, Nick, you have a tiny penis," ha ha ha. So I started showing.
Is that something that happened to you a lot?
Oh yeah, but until I started showing people, like I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna prove you guys wrong. Just whip it out.
I'm not sure what situations you were in where people were making fun of a tiny penis.
I was actually pretty easy to make fun of when I was a teenager until like.
Yeah, you know what? So I got really lucky. See, the problem is you were too likable, and I, very luckily, was that weird, quiet kid because we went to school right after Columbine. Do you remember? They were all worried to make fun of me because I was the weird, quiet kid.
You were the one that was going to use them as target practice.
Yeah, they were too worried to make fun of me, so I never got bullied because of Columbine. So thank you, those people. You're a regular Belle Delphine. What can I say?
Oh, fuck that. By the way, I am selling my Gamer Guy bathwater if you would like to buy some.
I have 14 gallons already. You need to stop having so many different packages of nuts in front of you because at this point I feel like it's just a prop.
It's a meme.
Yeah. It's physical humor that I'm not sure we need in this podcast. Because probably I can tell that I'm going to be the one constantly explaining the physical humor we're doing. And we'll be like...
that part's mostly for the video.
Yeah, I'll be like, for all of you listening at home, Nick is currently holding up a bag of salted nuts. And he is making very, very, very suggestive faces about it. Yeah. He is now taking his forefinger and putting it into his other fist as if it's a vagina and or asshole.
Insert here.
Yes. Very inappropriate and suggestive.
God, my mom's gonna watch this.
Nick is like some sort of redheaded stepson pervert.
Do it now. Ow, fuck. I gave myself a crap.
So I'm just going to tell you, if one of us is going to do an Arnold Schwarzenegger accent from now on, it's going to be me instead of you.
That's fair. That's fair.
It was the worst. If you're going to do Arnold Schwarzenegger, you have to do it better. You can't do it like that. You have to do it like you mean it. Like you've been lifting irons your entire life. You have to do it like you're the most ripped person from Austria that has ever existed. Like all you want is to be the governor of California.
No, he wants to be president.
He can't be president.
I know, but he wants to be.
Yeah, he really wants to be on the Expendables 4, but they're not going to make that. Whoa, Adrian. You know that he got arrested for jerking off in a porno theater, right?
Rocky?
Pee-wee.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
I assumed you were doing a Pee-wee impersonation because that was shit.
I was doing the Rocky Balboa theme.
Why don't you do Eye of the Tiger, which is much more recognizable as Rocky?
Khakis.
Okay, Jake from State Farm. You look like a famous person that I can't remember right now.
Vegeta, what does a scouter say about his power level?
Not that guy.
Oh. I can't be that mad at that. Ferris Bueller.
You do look like Ferris Bueller. You look like Ferris Bueller. Yep.
Except for I never legendarily skipped school.
And if you did, it wasn't to drive a classic, whatever that was.
Right?
It was to do the other thing.
I think that's enough podcast for one night. What do you think?
Yeah, you're doing it really bad though because you're doing it the opposite.
Oh, I know that's the whole point. Like it goes in and then it curves.
So this is a secret. You know, you have a party skill. This is mine. Ready?